Nice try.
Can't believe it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to our show. As you can see here, this is our show because someone decided that that the Eastern Conference Finals of the NHL playoffs was more important than this show. I'll leave that for you to figure out who that person is. But what I have to say is they lack commitment. But for those of us that do have commitment, we got the producer, the mayor, and the influencer. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. And this is the not Dad Hat version of the show.
That's right. This is our show.
It's our show.
No dad hats allowed. Yeah. And it was a kick.
Yeah, he's already complaining about that goal. I just saw it. I was actually downstairs watching the PWHL final game one.
Man. Well, before we get started tonight, this show is brought to you by Old Fort Baseball Co. Don't say it all at once. But
we didn't plan who was up.
Yeah, see right there.
There it is. We are.
I didn't have my Zoom button up. Sorry.
We're such a professional outfit. So this show is brought to you by Old Fort Baseball Co. Shout out to Logan and his team over there. Guys, now if you go into Old Fort Baseball Co., I've heard something about there's some deals. Mr. Mayor, can you fill us in on what one of the deals is?
One of the deals is 15% off using the code Dad Hat.
Fantastic.
And then there is the sticker club that is normally $6.
Okay.
But with the code, I believe it's the code just Dad Hat.
It's code DHC.
DHC, excuse me. You get the.
You could probably zoom back out again.
Yeah,
there you go.
I like it better.
I had my hands on the stickers. I forgot.
No, I liked it better before.
Yeah, so you get a nice little card here with nice QR code to take you to the information about the different stickers that they have for the month. And I mean, I've got several piles here now, so it's all these different stickers that I've gotten over the last few months come in this shipment. Goes out the first part of every month. Fantastic logos, fantastic stickers. I've actually got to start a sticker wall back here somewhere.
Fantastic. And so for those that are coming in, or Brett, if you get to catch this later, you can even get these discounts. It's code Dad Hat for 15% off your purchase. And then if you're interested in stickers and you want to join the sticker club, put in code DHC, and instead of paying $6, you pay $3. So big thanks to Old Fort Baseball Co. and Logan for sponsoring us. We appreciate it. So guys, what are you wearing and what are you drinking? Mr. Producer, we'll start with you.
Tonight I am wearing the Connecticut Defenders hat. One of the many hats that I've said in passing, man, I wish I could find one, and Patrick has a box at my door like the next day. So love this one. It's one I've been looking for a while, and I am drinking water right now.
Fantastic. All right. Mr. Influencer, what are you wearing and what are you drinking?
This hat is something that can be found from our sponsor's website. Caught looking.
Very nice.
And
he's got a whole slew of new shirts there too.
And
water.
That's water?
Always.
Fantastic. Well, you are nothing if not consistent. Yeah, and looking good in that hat. Mr. Mayor, what are you wearing and what are you drinking tonight?
So what I'm wearing is a shipment I received today.
Is that the Booty Divers?
The Booty Divers with the diving patch on the side. This here's pretty cool. I'll show you guys the back of it.
He acted like we couldn't tell what that was when he sent a picture.
That was like,
well, I was just teasing that it was going to be the hat for tonight. So and the shirt.
What does Mrs. Mayer feel about that?
She's just now finding out about it, actually. So she just got home. She was.
We are nothing if not a family show.
She just texted me. She was getting ready to pull in. I think I heard her come in a few minutes ago. So if she's actually not listening right now, then she doesn't know yet. But I do like what Phil put here, the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast. I think that's pretty appropriate.
Yeah, fantastic.
Tonight. because I gravitate among all the different hats. Guys are more the fitted hat, so it's appropriate. Or as Pittsburgh might
It's
say,
the hijack the show
hijack
show.
the
That's
show.
Michael. That's exactly right. This is hijack the show because there's at least 4 of us that like to show up for the show.
That's right.
Anyways, and then tonight I am wearing from the Akron Rubber Ducks the Barberton fried chicken and hot rice. Again, from the Taste of Akron series with the Akron Rubber Ducks, as you know, there's many versions of that with different foods from throughout Akron, also known as Donnie Wise's second home, from all the work he did up there. But speaking of food, I know everyone's tired of hearing me talk, so I'm going to turn the show over to Mr. Producer because I believe there's some stuff we have to do tonight. Is that right?
There is a tornado warning just kind of popped up in our area first, so I'm going to see where this goes. But yes, we have the Sweet 16 to do, the Savory 16, and then later tonight, we're going to go ahead and get into the Zesty 8.
Ooh.
So Ed has already sent me his picks.
They don't count.
I hounded him yesterday and about maybe 5 minutes ago to finish them. So we do have those ready. So I already know what he has, so we will go with what you 3 have, or go pick for this, and then I will throw his pick in. If it comes to a tiebreaker, I will pick. So, Patrick, please bring up the slides when you can.
Sure will.
Do we not have any alternate identities to go over? Has there been none?
No.
I don't think there's been.
This is kind of a no identity week. Now, there's a few minor league baseball things we will be talking about tonight, but as for new identities and new teams, there's nothing.
We're about an hour away with Ed from starting this, so I guess since he's not here, we're starting at 7 minutes in.
We'll talk about some other stuff in the intermission, maybe. How about that?
Yeah. We're just doing this so I can work on the next round.
Yeah, and there's no like Savannah Bananas diatribe that he goes on about for 45 minutes. So, we're getting in about 7 minutes in because we didn't have to budget in that extra 45 minutes.
Exactly. And Phil, top of the line graphics we only deal with here, super professional graphics.
And if I didn't mention,
we have a ridiculously large budget for this show.
Exactly. If I didn't mention before, my hat's from Morehead City, by the way. So,
what type of city?
Morehead City.
Okay. And what's your shirt say?
Oh, got a cool sticker along the way too, in the box.
I see what's going down.
Oh yeah, he's making sure Mrs. Mayer is aware.
Okay.
All right, so let's.
She is. She's aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be talking about that because that's kind of an interesting development that's happened.
It is.
So before we begin, let's just do a little breakdown by league by what's remaining. So AA is representing strong with 3 from the Southern, 2 from the Eastern. And then we've got a single A with 4 right after that, with 2 from Carolina, 2 from California. I like the bottom with all the ones that still all the wood bat leagues that still have 1 in there, just hanging around. And I'm saying technically defunct because, oh God.
Oh man.
Mrs. Influencer is correct. We are 12-year-olds.
No, she's talking about you. You're the one that bought the stuff, not us.
That's not that comment.
Yeah. I have a feeling Mrs. Influencer is going to clarify who she's talking about here.
I'm sure she will.
It's the one at the bottom of this.
I don't want to grow up. Do you guys want to grow up? Come on.
You were saying Virgil.
Sorry, Virgil.
So I said I made this breakdown by league I was really proud of, but apparently we're not going to care about that. So let's
no. Go back. Sorry.
Eerie.
All right.
Okay. So we've got we're covering a lot of different leagues with the ones that have made it this far. That's
just showing what's still being represented here. So it's not just all affiliated.
Yeah, and AA is really doing well, and single A.
AA kind of. I thought I was going to see more from AAA, honestly, but AA is really been pulling this whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right. First game, Influencer Region. Number 1, Erie Pepperoni Balls versus the Pensacola Crabzilla.
Pepperoni Balls for me. Yeah.
Yep.
Crabzilla for me.
Ed picked pepperoni balls.
Okay.
So they move on.
I don't understand this because I'm not the one with the shirt and the hat, so I don't know why I'm the issue.
Because you're the one that made me stand up because you wanted to represent it again. And,
No, I didn't want to represent anything. I'm just
or call me
asking.
out on it.
Yeah,
you,
so don't-
you stood up on your own volition. We did
Yeah,
not.
I know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Donnie,
I-
stand up now. Like that, I didn't do that. So
No.
definitely not me.
Oh man.
Check that comment somewhere else. Yes, Phil.
Next game, we're in the Mirror region. 1-4 matchup: Carolina Grits versus the Biloxi King Cakes.
Biloxi King Cakes.
Biloxi King Cakes.
Carolina Grits.
Ed picked, say for effect, Carolina Grits.
Uh-oh,
Ooh.
Virgil.
Tie. Oh dear. So, Donnie, can you explain why the Grits logo's in a hat?
Because it's like a bowl. The upside down hat represents a bowl. And it
But
has
have you ever eaten grits out of a hat before?
He's going to now.
I have eaten them out of a mini hat.
No.
No, I mean like a hat like this.
No, but have you ever eaten a king cake that looks like that with a bat?
Actually, yes, I have.
With a bat?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. You must go to the hard side of New Orleans then.
Why do you assume it's New Orleans when it's in Biloxi? You can't even get the team right.
Well, I'm thinking of the king cakes being a New Orleans thing, so more so than Biloxi.
For me, it's the king cakes.
Down goes number one.
Y'all are wrong. I love the king cake.
They showed some grit. They showed some grit and took out Carolina.
Come on, man. That logo is fantastic with the eyeballs and the cap with the mouth. I mean,
I'm like
Yeah,
Virgil.
you're right.
I
The
can't
one
do
with the
the
eyeballs
hat.
and the king cake is fantastic. I agree.
You of all people were the one complaining about the fact that they don't have that logo on the hat.
I agree.
But we weren't just talking about hat logos, to be fair.
True.
Yeah.
But also, I'm a sucker for purple. Everyone knows this.
I wonder why. That's right.
I mean, I've got to, keep the reins on here. I can't let this go off the rails like the show never does.
Yeah, that's right.
Waffle House does not serve king cakes. He's correct.
Great. Don't have a Waffle House in Wichita, so that doesn't bother me one bit.
Next game, Fresno Tacos versus Kentucky Beer Cheese.
Ooh.
Kentucky beer cheese for me.
Fresno tacos for me.
Yeah, tacos.
Ed picked tacos.
I mean, I like the beer cheese logo, but it kind of looks like a Ritz cracker with like cheese whiz or something.
cheese?
Virgil, I feel like
it doesn't look like beer cheese.
if I feel like if this would have gone to a tie, we would have had another upset.
No, I would have picked tacos.
Would you? Okay.
I like
know you
beer
like the beer
cheese,
cheese. Yeah.
but to me, tacos is too strong of an identity to not lose to a team that technically doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, other than the fact that we know it's beer cheese, there's nothing about the logo that really screams beer cheese other than just cheese. It's like cheese.
Hey guys, look, it's Brett.
Hey, Brett. Donnie wants to know why you didn't bring your hats with you to the game.
Well, why you
literally
haven't
were
shipped
sitting
me my
behind
fantasy ring?
That's right.
My other fantasy championship ring is lonely over here.
To answer Rhonda, are we going to have enough time for as much as we want to do?
Oh yeah, because Waffle House is like 2 a.m. So y'all can,
I mean,
after the game-
I've been there. It's not that I haven't been there. We just don't have one here.
Oh.
Okay, cool, sweet. I'm going to Waffle House.
I'm just kind of surprised that there's no Waffle Houses in Wichita. I thought they'd be more spread out by now.
Wait, does this mean that Shannon's going to have to come on the trip now so she can go to Waffle House?
No, she can't.
All right.
She's going on her own. They have them in Kansas City. That's the closest they are to here.
Okay. So Prospector region, Montgomery Kimchi versus the Mahoning Valley Peppers in Will.
Brett's already bounced.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, he got attacked. He was getting out of there. All right.
I'm going kimchi.
I love the kimchi logo, and I haven't really picked the peppers and oil because it's always been against something I like better. So to be contrarian, I'm going peppers and oil now. Eric?
Not a big fan of either of them. Give me the kimchi.
Ed picked peppers and oil. Oh dear.
We've done put Virgil in a pickle. Or in a pepper in a jar, one of the two.
It's kimchi for me. That's a very strong logo. I love that identity. I love that brand. I said peppers and oil was one that I kind of rediscovered during this tournament, and it's pulled some upsets, made a great run, but it's not going to be kimchi in my opinion.
Okay. It is a cool logo. I do like the kimchi logo.
But I will give a big shout out to Nona. Nona made a great run in this tournament.
Oh yeah. I said probably one of the bigger surprises in this tournament for sure.
Is that the Sister Jean of actual March Madness?
Yes, it is. Which I believe wasn't Sister Jean a 15 seed too?
Probably.
I thought they were a little bit higher than that.
Were they? I thought they were a 15
possibly.
or a 16.
If they're Missouri Valley, they're probably a little bit higher.
For some reason, 11 sticks in my head.
You're the producer.
Right.
Can't you find that?
I'm commissioner right now of the food identity, but I will pull that up when I get a chance. Okay, next game we're in the influencer region.
Ooh.
Maine Bean Suppas against the Rancho Cucamonga Barbecue.
This is a heck of a matchup.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I love that barbecue logo, I'm still going Maine Bean Suppas.
See, I'm going with the barbecue. I love that grill logo. I love the everything about that one. The bean suppas is good. I really like it, and it's kind of breezed its way through the tournament. But yeah, I think the barbecue's the hotter logo here. Pun intended.
Gosh.
Thank you, Patrick. Yes, we've already had this discussion every time this comes up. We had the bean suppas when we were in Maine. Oh, goodness.
She's going to bring it up anyway. So
it's going to be, I'm going to be Donnie here. I like the bean suppas. I've had the actual bean suppas when I was in. Hey, Patrick, I went up to Portland, Maine. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah.
When did you do that? I've never heard about any of your trips.
I have
like
not
every single episode of your podcast.
I have not been to Rancho Cucamonga, but I really like that logo. Although Val was just there and met the team store lady. I'm like, can you please tell her why do they not have the 5950s? They're there at the team store, but not online. Man, I love barbecue and I love grilling out. Give me the barbecue.
Barbecue. So that's 2 for barbecue, 1 for bean suppas. And Ed picked, what did he pick? I don't remember. Barbecue.
Yeah.
So barbecue.
I think that's what I would pick.
I was going to say, Patrick could probably tell you which Palooza you were on and the date that you were there, by the way.
Which one?
That would have been, let's see. That would have been Prophet Palooza Junior.
What year?
Let's see.
23.
Yep, correct.
I even knew that.
Man, this is one of those matchups where I don't want either team to lose. Yeah. I like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I love grilling out. So
well, that's where I was at with the one earlier with the grits. I mean, I had to go hometown with the grits, but I do like the other one too. So,
but I'm floored that Eric's been to Portland. I mean, next thing he's going to tell me is that he's a season ticket holder for the Wichita Wind Surge.
I am.
Whoa.
All right. Next game. Mare region.
Ooh.
Deer City. Jacksonville.
This is getting.
I thought the last one was harder. Goodness.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest. I'm going honey drippers.
I'm staying Beer City. I'm an Asheville guy. I love both of these two.
I love Asheville, but I love that honey drippers.
Yeah.
Is Ryan Foose watching on Instagram?
Are we even on Instagram?
Or YouTube? Yeah, isn't it YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
gotcha.
usually on Instagram.
No,
Or,
it's we're on
Facebook.
Facebook. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and X.
Nobody calls it X. Okay. Well, wherever he watches, if you're watching, I apologize. I love your logo. I'm getting ready to go there in a few weeks. Rhonda's meet me there. I just really like the colors. I wish I would have had a honey dripper when I've been there twice, Patrick. But yeah, give me honey drippers. Sorry, Ryan. I love your logo.
So that's 1 for Beer City, 2 for Honey Drippers. Ed selected Beer City.
Good. This is a good one. You
should have to do a tiebreaker on this one.
What do you mean should have to do a tiebreaker? Like I've done almost everything's been a tiebreaker so far.
You should have to do a tiebreaker on this one.
Eric is glad because now you take him off the hook. Although he wouldn't be on the hook if he would just picked Beer City.
By the way,
Honey, okay.
shout out to Ryan Foose from me as well, because it's a phenomenal logo. It's just those colors of that honey drippers. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, the color scheme for the Honey Drippers is what makes this hard for me to pick which one, because I like colorful logos. I like this. I like the food identity with it, even though I had to look up and see what exactly it was. But man, nothing encapsulates Asheville more than Beer City. So to me, Beer City is just a stronger brand, a stronger logo, a stronger identity.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I gotta go Beer City.
same thing as last time. I can't go wrong either way here.
Exactly. Yeah. Either one of these is great, but yeah.
Listen, I'll go enjoy a honey dripper and then a bean supper. Just go from one end of the East Coast to the other.
All right. Next game.
Ooh,
Dad Hat region. Nashville. Dad, I told you these were not going to be easy. Nashville Hot Chicken versus the Kalamazoo Mac Daddies.
okay, so I do have a question before we start this, and I'm asking this: are we talking like San Jose Sharks, like Nashville hot chicken hot, or are we talking about like less hot than that?
We will stick with the origin of it. Is not the San Jose Nashville hot chickens.
I'm telling you, that stuff was.
They added a little spice to that.
They had just a little bit, and I love spicy, but man, I couldn't.
They turned it up a notch.
They did. It had some bite to it.
I'm going to stick with the Mac Daddies. They're my team for this summer, and I love the Nashville Hot Chicken's logo. I love hot chicken. I get Nashville Hot Chicken. There's a great place in Asheville that does hot chicken. Fantastic place, but I'm staying with Mac Daddies.
Mac Daddy's my nickname, but give me Nashville Hot Chickens.
Oh man,
Can we have that confirmed, please? I don't want to spread false information on this show.
No, it's not. I mean, I'm telling the truth.
yeah, Mrs. Influencer, can you confirm?
And Eric, if you guys want to go to Rocky's Hot Chicken in Nashville, you won't go. You won't be disappointed. It's fantastic.
In Nashville or Asheville?
In Asheville.
Oh, well, you never invite me to Asheville, but that's okay. Of course, you don't invite me to Athens either, but whatever.
You're invited. You can come to Asheville.
He said
I'm gonna go Nashville Hot Chickens.
Nashville Hot Chickens. So that's 2 for Hot Chickens, 1 for Mac Daddies. Ed picked Nashville Hot Chickens.
I can't complain.
Listen, I'll take the insult for that one.
I was about to say, if he's called Mac Daddy, then people call me Big Daddy Brackets. Then I mean, this is not true.
They might. I don't know what they call you in Madison or Huntsville.
Well, they called me Virgil. You saw it firsthand.
They call him the rocket ship.
Call him Mr. Brooks.
Last game. Oh man, I always have to go that they call me Mr. Tibbs reference as much as I can, and there are people that don't get that, and I feel like I'm dating myself. All right, the last game: South Wake Shakes versus the Hickory Couch Potatoes.
Give me the shakes.
Give me the shakes.
Shakes.
That is a complete sweep. Wow.
I love the couch potatoes, but that pink in the South Wake Shakes is standing.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I agree. South Wake Shakes still in the tournament fighting. Fantastic.
Mrs. Influencer, which nickname are you talking about? Are you talking about Virgil's? Mr. Brooks?
It was just mine that only Samantha can call me that. No, okay, so we're done with that.
What was that? Rewind.
I think it was the Mac. I think it was the Mac Daddy comment for Eric. Maybe
take that and rewind it back.
Right. So we have our Zesty 8. So
Big bracket daddy. Wasn't that you, Virgil?
Yes, I said Big Daddy brackets. It works either way. So we're down to our Zesty 8. I'm going to work on that presentation as we go over some stuff that happened.
I think the way she worded it works better.
Yeah, honestly, I think it does too.
Uh,
So while I work on that,
hey Virgil, can you say H-Town?
H-Town?
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So for those who are not aware, John Oliver did a little segment on minor league baseball again, where he picked a team that's up for rebrand, and the team that's picked is the Erie Seawolves. So my first reaction was I kind of like the Seawolves name, but the more that I thought about it, I'm like, I can see why they probably want to be interested in changing. So my question is, what's your guys' reactions to, first off, do you think that the right team was picked, or do you think that there should have been somebody else you had in mind that maybe got overlooked? And then from there, what do you think? What do you think? What kind of name they would go with?
I couldn't come up with anybody specifically that I could think of that I thought needed to be rebranded. But I didn't dive real deep into it either. I get that the Seawolves thing. I mean, if you read the article about it and some of the reasons he presented that they gave him, about the fact that they're not really near the sea, for one thing. There's a lot of different things.
Time out. I'm sorry.
I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Come in here real quick and tell these two stories, unless you want me to tell them.
What?
I've never been so stunned by a comment before. Wow.
Well, real quick while we're waiting. So Charleston is the River Dogs. I still get that. I mean, they just went with a dog and they're on the river. So I get that one.
Okay. So you ready for these stories?
Yes.
She has last week of school looked to her, so she doesn't want to come on camera, I guess. I don't know. She has 2 days left. She's getting there. She's almost there.
We understand. We get it.
So first thing is her sister lives on Oahu. So they went over with the kids to the Honolulu Zoo. I have been there, Patrick, just so you know.
Of course you have.
To the zoo specifically. She saw some person that had a Rocket City Trash Panda shirt on, and her sister's not really a baseball person, and she's like, oh, hey, Trash Pandas. And the guy's like, yeah, something about, are you from there or anything like that? And she goes, I used to live in Wichita. She was confused and thought Wichita's mascot was the Trash Pandas. And Shannon's like, no, it's in Alabama. We drove to Chattanooga and then went down to Madison to see the Trash Pandas. that's not Wichita's team's nickname.
That is
They
hilarious.
haven't been in Wichita since like 2015, so she hasn't been here since the new team. Now they've been to a game here before, but so the guy's just probably like, I don't know what's I used to live in Wichita have to do with anything. So super confused on that. The other story was we were talking about the Alabama white sauce because I was telling you, Virgil, earlier that there's like this gift basket. You can get like 5 different barbecue sauces from across the country, and one of them was, what is it, Big Bob Gibson's
Yeah.
white sauce. And I was able to find it. You can actually get single bottles from their website, so I've ordered one, so it'll be here somewhat soon. But I was asking Virgil what it tastes good with, and he said like smoked chicken or turkey. And so I had mentioned, I texted her and basically said that Virgil said we had 2 conversations basically go, and I said Virgil said it's really good with smoked chicken or turkey, talking about the Alabama white sauce. And at the same time, she was telling me how, so Zach has regionals tomorrow for baseball, and so he had to get his finals done ahead of time since it's finals week, but they're going to Manhattan for regionals, so he had to get his finals done ahead of time. And she basically said that, what grade he got in his English class. And I said, that's whatever nothing we can do about it now. He passed, saying he passed the class, but those texts were back to back. And if you have iPhone 16, it gives a synopsis of what the messages say if you don't actually open it up. So she saw Virgil, and then she saw he passed and thought that you unfortunately were no longer with us.
Oh my God.
But no fear, Mrs. Influencer. He's right here. He's still with us.
I am still here. I am still here.
I was like, yeah, sorry, you'll have to open up the text thread because the synopsis is unfortunately putting both of those texts, since they're back to back, together, but they were completely 2 different conversations we were having.
Virgil, on behalf of our show, we are really, really glad that you are still here with us, my friend.
Yes. I appreciate that. If we knew this sooner, we could have done a memorial show like I didn't even know.
If there was anything that actually does happen to happen, don't call the police and blame Shannon on it. It wasn't her fault.
Hey, Canadian Patrick thinks you look pretty good for a dead guy.
Yes.
Thank you, Patrick Berner. I really appreciate that. And speaking of which, you will see this dead guy at the CBM meetup.
Ooh.
Fantastic.
Back in Chicago.
Here's a Patrick joke. Is your favorite band the Grateful Dead? You're welcome, Patrick.
See, I was trying to work in Bone Thugs and Harmony, but I couldn't do it. So.
Oh, man.
That works.
Well, so if it means anything, Virgil, with all this that you've been doing with this, everything, you've passed the white sauce. Okay.
If you see the Grateful Dead live, is that possible? Or would you see them not live? Alive?
I guess they would just be present.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so good story. So anyways, I do have a bottle of the Big Bob Gibson's white sauce coming, and I'll be grilling out and using that with some chicken or turkey. So thank you for that recommendation, Virgil. And glad you're still with us.
I'm glad I'm here too. Like I said, I didn't even know I died.
Without you, we wouldn't have the what do we call the 16 again?
The Savory 16.
Savory 16.
The Savory 16 or the Zesty 8. So
yes.
We're so we are grateful that you were here, not only for that reason, but certainly that's a cherry on top that we can have all that stuff. So we are very glad that you are still here with us.
Oh, definitely.
And speaking of dead guys, not to make light of it, but we all should have had a beer and cheered George Wendt today. Passed away.
I meant this actually seriously. Like everyone knew, cheers where everybody knows your name. Everyone knew George Wendt's name, and now up in heaven they'll know his name too.
Yep.
So George Wendt, cheers.
Cheers. Okay, let's get back.
All right. So we were talking about the Erie rebrand. So
yeah,
How do we feel about? I mean, I know we were starting to talk about that before. We had to interrupt about my untimely passing, but what do you guys feel about that one changing?
I mean, it's always felt weird to me, like I was saying a little bit there, that the sea wolves are not on the sea, but that aside, I get it. And then they also talked about the fact that the logo is somewhat tied to the old Pirates identity. So I could see it needing a rebrand. I'm being one of those teams. I mean, it's somewhat iconic, but it's not, if that makes any sense.
It's not on the level of a Mudcats or a Lookouts, in my opinion.
Right.
But it's one of the ones that you still kind of know.
And they've done great with like all of their little alternates. I mean, they have their Winter Wolf, they have the St. Patrick's Day Wolf, the Halloween Wolf. I like that they've incorporated that. I hope that whatever they do, they continue that. What kind of confused me a little bit in the article that I read, at least, of course, they're planning to do a full rebrand, but then the team said, well, it may just be a one game thing. I'm like, no. He's talking like it's going to be, this is your new identity. So I hope it's just the new identity and they don't just like fall back on this. We're just doing a one-time thing.
I don't see it being more than just a weekend or anything. They're not going to.
You don't think they're going to do like a total wipeout of the Seawolves? They're just kind of playing along with it?
Yeah, especially because they have no idea what it is. It could be crazy off the wall. Yeah, I don't see it's anything more than maybe a weekend, if that.
Well, I feel like it would have to be approved. They'd have to go through the same approval process like every other identity.
Exactly what I was going to say is that since this kind of came out of the blue, and I don't think this was necessarily planned, that minor league baseball thought that they were going to get this much press from John Oliver. It would still have to go through the legal MLB process to be like a regular identity. So I think, Eric, you and Virgil are right about that.
Do you think John Oliver would want to pull the strings and try to make that happen though, and go through all of that?
I think if he does, I don't think he could go for the Seawolves. I think I would like to see personally, like one of the teams that has their major league team name, take something that doesn't have an identity, like have its own identity yet.
Yeah.
That Seawolves identity is so established, I would say. So I can see it being a one-off thing and they win for that, but I don't see it being a permanent rebrand because they have too much invested in all those different versions of the Seawolf for me. Yeah. So I can't see it being something other than a one-off or at most an identity they bring back for a few seasons if it's something that's successful.
See, I would have thought they would have gone after the Syracuse Mets because they're going to change. They need to change, and they're in position to change.
Or even the Salem Red Sox
because they've already announced they're going to. Yeah, either one of those, they could have been like, you know what? Let's see what you have to offer for these teams.
See, like a lot of the teams that have the parent club names, a lot of those fan bases are still like really attached to that. Like the idea with, Iowa and South Bend changing, it's almost unheard of.
Well, those are such Cubs hotbeds anyway, from the major league standpoint, that I think they don't want to.
Yeah.
And they're just not the kind of people that are into, we want our own identity. They're like, no, we want to be the Cubs also.
They can't bear to change.
The only team that I could think of for me that could probably use a change, my first thought was Harrisburg Senators.
Yeah.
Because I think Senators is not necessarily, sure, it's the capital of Pennsylvania, but it's not like a unique name.
True.
So, but I'll be curious what it is. I'm kind of thinking it's mostly going to be like a one-off or something, or if not even just a one-off, then like maybe something where it's like they play half the season this one year, then Seawolves. Because I think like with what Joe said about the message board, like people are losing their shit over the rebrand. I can understand that.
Lynn getting you at your own game there, Patrick.
Lynn always wins. Thank you, Mrs. Influencer.
Well, she's right. We couldn't bear it, so.
Virgil, surely we have more to talk about than this.
Not with minor league, unless you want to talk about Winston-Salem's no promotions night.
Oh yeah,
I didn't hear that one.
yeah.
So they apparently there's been comments about they do too many promotions.
That's not a thing.
No, it's a thing. Look at Winston-Salem's page. Because they're doing a no promotion night where it's just nothing but baseball.
Pull it
no
up.
weird food items, no.
Pull it up, Patrick. So it's like silent night?
No, it's just no promotion night.
Well, like what do they mean by too many promotions within a game? Like
I guess people were complaining about them doing all these promotions.
Well, tell them to zip it. Like, who cares?
It's all about making people happy, Eric.
No, we don't
Even
care.
if
he doesn't know anything.
We don't
about
care
that.
about stupid people.
Get a shirt.
I'm advocating for the teams. Look at me, and normally it's not like that.
I'm pulling it up.
I mean, they could do without the Surfside Wave promotion. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But
yeah, I get tired of that at the Fireflies games. Nobody wants to do that. I mean, I'm not anti-wave, but
yes, you are.
I am completely anti-wave.
Okay, for those interested to swear. Hold on, go back up real quick.
How can you read that?
He's not old.
Right.
Excited. Okay, I made it.
During promotions are stupid night. We'll have no giveaways, no specialty food items, nothing crazy on the video, just baseball. I mean, I guess that's fun for a game, and it's kind of fun that they're kind of mocking them essentially, because obviously promotions are stupid. I'd say people are stupid, but no daily promotion. I mean, that's fine for a game. It's fun. But
it's
no,
very
when
it's
did
very
that
Winston
come
Salem
out?
dash of them to do.
Can you go down?
Yeah.
Please.
Well, no, Donnie can, but
I don't want to know what he can do. Yeah, I don't care about that. Keep going down, please. Today at 11:50. Okay, I didn't say that, so
yeah, I didn't either.
Although Hudson Valley says can't listen to the haters like that. Guess we'll see tonight. That's funny. I did, Patrick, to your surprise, I didn't get to go to a game, but I did walk around the outside of the Dashes Stadium. So one of the millions of Truist whatevers. There's so many Truist ballpark and park and
there's 4. I did all 4 of them 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Well, didn't they?
Speaking of having your own identity.
Because Truist bought out. There used to be BB&T when I went there, and they got bought out from Truist.
Yeah, right. That's how I have my mortgage with.
Okay, well that was that, and then we got a few comments here. We didn't talk about Frederick becoming affiliated again next year.
I didn't know that either.
I know that.
I must be missing a lot of stuff.
I saw that story and I held off on sending it because it didn't look like it was like a confirmed thing yet.
Was it from Adam Shelfer?
Well, I was going to say, unless they're taking the place of like Aberdeen or something like that.
No, they're apparently they're building a new stadium in Fredericksburg or something like that. And
in Frederick, Maryland,
Frederick, Maryland, excuse me, to bring affiliated ball back. But I don't know that it's been decided that they will get something.
Shannon might remember this when we went to Baltimore 2 years ago. After the game, we were going to our hotel and we drove by the Frederick Keys Stadium. I think they may have been playing that night because I think I remember seeing it like on. And then as we're going out to Chattanooga, we drove by the Jackson Generals Stadium and could see that from the highway as well. I looked over, I'm like, that ballpark's way too nice to be just some random ballpark. And I figured out that it was the Jackson Generals.
Yeah, the only problem with the Jackson Generals ballpark is that it's in Jackson. That's really it. Aberdeen, Harrisburg, or
Ugh.
Delmarva.
This guy can't even bring a hat with him to see me in person. Like I'll send you a hat, and then doesn't even bring it with him. Yeah, so I was picked Zach up from practice. What was that, Friday night maybe, and got there late. Had on the radio listening to the Wind Surge game, and I hear some random dude talking about his military team, and I'm like, seriously, that's Brett. I was like, get Brett off my local radio.
I remember when you said that.
And then I was sitting there in my seat, and then all of a sudden, sauntering behind me and sits down right behind me, like, oh, imagine, look who it is, Mr. Brett.
And you didn't call security?
I tried.
Joe makes a good point. It could be any of those, but
Well,
Aberdeen's been the one that's had the problems with the city in terms of making all the improvements to the facility upgrades.
Well, and also Cal Ripken dropped out of the ownership group, and that was kind of the sign that Aberdeen was going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not wishing for any of them. I'm not wishing for any of them to have that, but
maybe that's it, because this article here that I just pulled up said that the owner, it says Frederick Keys may make the jump back to affiliated baseball if Greg Baroni, the founder, gets his wish. It says they should have an announcement here in the next few months. It could be sooner. We intend to open next season with an affiliated team here. They have committed the money to bring everything up to the professional development league standards. So,
because Attain Sports owns both Frederick and Aberdeen, if I'm not mistaken.
And maybe that's what they know is going to happen. Maybe Aberdeen's going to move there.
Yeah, I think Attain Sports owns both Aberdeen. I'm checking this, but it's called Attain Sports and Entertainment, and I believe because they also own, like, I think DC United and some other teams. But let's see,
because this whole article,
they own Chesapeake, Aberdeen, Frederick, the Inspire City, and then Loudoun United, and also DC United, I believe.
Inspire City, the Ghost Towns?
Yep.
Are they still a thing?
Nope. Well, they're still like in stasis. Like they're not.
Yeah. They were supposed to come back, I think, last season, and then they didn't. But that's been more of an Atlantic League problem than Aspire City problem, I think.
So this article does say down here that the 4 teams that they are looking at, it says his ownership group is considering many options to relocate. He feels like Delmarva, Aberdeen, Norfolk, and Harrisburg Senators could be on the move. One of them.
I can't see Norfolk.
I can't either.
No.
Harrisburg, Aberdeen, or Delmarva, possibly. And it says Attain Sports does own the Ironbirds, the current high A affiliate. So they also own Chesapeake Bay Sox.
Which I literally just said.
You just said that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just reading what it said here. And you just said that.
He can't hear.
So, yeah, I mean, sounds like there's something going on. It's just a matter of who will make the jump. But like you guys said, with Cal Ripken not being involved in Aberdeen anymore, it's possible that that's the team that would make the move.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not sure how old their ballpark is anyway. I know with Delmarva, Joe said earlier that it was definitely dated. So I could definitely, Delmarva I can kind of see probably the most likely. But Aberdeen, I don't know about that situation about that much besides Ripken leaving.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what I said. He says Aberdeen's the favorite to lose there. So, I mean, it could be possible. Oh, that's 20 plus years old. Okay. I'll pull it up then while we're waiting for Patrick to come back. Okay, yeah, I can definitely see. Open in 2002. Okay, yeah, that's definitely on the older side. It also doesn't look too bad in my opinion.
Well, some stadiums, there's stadiums that are 20 plus years old that still look pretty good. Just depends on how it was designed.
That's also true. That's a Chattanooga was what 2000, and you can definitely tell its age.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. But again, it's one of those that was built back then that has the closed concourse and not a lot of other amenity looks to it either. They kind of crammed it into that space, really.
And no ice cream helmets.
No ice cream.
Although I did just make a trade and got one in today, but it's the blue color. With the
I'd almost rather have the blue color.
Yeah, the blue is probably the better one.
Yeah.
Was that when they were with the
Dodgers?
Dodgers?
Yep. I wish I'd gotten one of those blue hats whenever they were the Lookouts. Like when they were still a Dodgers affiliate, those were cool looking hats.
You of all people either don't have it or can't find it. That's shocking.
Well, I haven't found it yet.
I can find one. It's in my closet.
Oh, I know you have one. That's why
Ooh.
I've been jealous. And well played.
Thank you.
Well played.
It's rare to have a hat you do not have, so I have to milk that as much as I can.
Fair.
That one needs to make an appearance one night.
It has.
Oh, really?
It was the first hat I wore on the show.
It was.
Oh my gosh,
Like
that's been
we
so
were-
far ago. Like, yeah, I'm like,
we remember that.
exactly. I don't remember that.
I remember that.
Of course you do, because you wanted it.
I did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do kind of, now that you say that, I do remember you saying something about wanting that hat because you didn't have it. So
Yeah.
But-
I mean, I have a Lookouts hat, but I don't have.
I had to make a very strong start when I first appeared. So yeah.
Yeah.
I could barely tell you what Virgil wore last Thursday, much less tonight.
I definitely
Much
couldn't.
less the first night.
The only reason I remember one of your hats is the Chocolate Monsters is because we had them on.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard you say about. I only know about it because the producer of the show was wearing the hat, and goes like, "You could just name me." I mean, I was there last year, to be fair.
I can't.
See, it's like going on and listening. I don't know if you've listened to his episode about his trips yet, but Johnny's waxing lyrical about, trash painters should name the ballpark after me or the field and all that I'm a big deal. And Eric's like, yeah, whatever.
That's
It's not about me.
That's Eric.
Patrick doesn't listen to the podcast, so
I
yeah,
haven't listened to this week's yet. So.
Yeah. I only listen to every
Nick.
flipping episode.
how far behind are you?
Huh?
How far behind are you?
I just haven't listened to this week's episode.
Really? That's
Yeah.
impressive. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I listen to you guys on like road trips all the time, and I save some up so I can have for my trips, so I can listen to Earn Fun Average for like 2 straight hours. That's the truth.
You'll
That's
like
the truth.
It's got to go on trips for that to happen.
when we talk about the ones for
That's not the
this
point.
week, our stuff for this week at the end of the show. I think you'll like it. The
Oh,
one coming up.
I've got it queued up to listen to tomorrow morning when I'm walking. So
Very nice. So we're going to talk about some NBA real quick. We've got the conference finals set. We've got on the Eastern side, Pacers versus Knicks. And on the Western side, Timberwolves versus the Thunder. Thank God they beat the Nuggets yesterday or Sunday.
did you guys see that story about the guy in New York City that was wearing the Pacers jersey, and there were people people throwing stuff at him, and now he's been invited to the game by Tyrese Halliburton.
No.
I saw what happened in New York, but I didn't see if anything came from. So Tyrese invited him.
Tyrese invited him. He was on the Pat McAfee show. So he's going to get taken care of. But I saw the video, and it's just, I hate seeing stuff like that. It's like, rep your team. But just because of guys in New York, and maybe they're saying the timing of it is because it happened right after the Knicks eliminated the Celtics. And they're like, he shouldn't have been wearing it so close after. I'm like, who are you to say what he should and shouldn't be wearing at a certain time? Now, do you run the risk of stuff happening like that? Sure, but I don't think it's ever an appropriate time to throw stuff at him and, kind of come after him as a group and abuse him. No matter if he was trying to start something or not. I don't know the guy, but it's a bad look for New York, in my opinion, when you do that. Or for any team.
Yeah.
I've never gotten like attacking people because they're wearing some other uniform or some other team. It's like, come on, man.
Well, and Virgil, you'll get this. I mean, it's very much like like a firm culture, like it is in Europe. Like when you're in the wrong part of the city and you're wearing, you're wearing the wrong team shirt. If you're in the wrong part of the city, then you get attacked. I mean,
Yeah,
it's hooliganism. Hooliganism is basically.
The example I always use is wearing a West Ham and Millwall area.
You may even spend money when they're losing, Donnie.
See, we talk about hate, and look who appears.
Hey, look. Wait a minute. Ed has arrived.
What's the score?
3-1.
3-1.
Ed has arrived. Look at him. Look at this. No, he's gonna be like, bro,
Where,
Donnie, I hate you.
what
Bro,
is it over?
No, it's
It's only second. It's at the end of the second.
yeah, but it was 3-1 like at the beginning of the second period. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was.
I've been watching it. I've been watching.
By the
it.
way, Mr. Rivera, I might need for you to calm down.
Mhm.
I might need for you to calm down.
This is our
This
show.
is a
We don't bring
yeah.
that in here.
This is our show. This is a family show.
Okay, bye. Man, he just popped in.
Man.
Drop
This
some
is all
hate.
about love and near-death
Listen.
experiences.
Yeah, listen.
He popped in, dropped some hate bombs, and got out.
We're a family show. Easton watches this show.
He can read too.
He what?
He can read too. Right? He can read.
I don't know.
There's two people that are cool. I'm not sure which two.
Is he doing that Clerks bit?
I don't think he knows how to use his phone, or he's so angry he can't see his phone.
There's three of us.
Oh, there's three of them.
One more that's either going to be cool or is not cool.
It's gonna say like you're not.
Okay.
Donnie.
Yeah.
So the three of us up top
Oh,
are
fantastic.
Donnie is not. So thank you, Ed.
Fantastic.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Ed.
Ed.
I thought he said okay, bye. What the heck? He
We got to get a couple more parting
out.
shots in.
Yeah. He's not going to let this go. He paid, he paid to go see a Canes win tonight. He just let it work.
It's not over yet. There's still a third period. They can go empty net for 10 minutes. You don't know.
We know he goes full blown profit whenever his team starts losing. It's just like worst case scenario. Like Eric's always like, I can just hear him if like in the profit voice, man, the Hurricanes are terrible. Look what happened to our forward. He can't even score.
True story.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
It does suck when you go to a game and your team loses in the playoff.
It happens to me quite a bit. So I know.
So of course, Ron and I went to Checkers' first round game, which was game 3. They were up 2-0, and we wanted to see the sweep. And of course, they lost that game. Well, then they did eventually advance. So we went this past Saturday night, and it was game 2 of the new series, and they were up 1-0, and they were losing towards the end, or not. They were down towards the end. And she's like, if they lose this game, we can't go to another game in this playoffs. We'll have to stay home. And they pulled it out and won. So I'm like, okay, now we can go to a game in the next round if they do advance. But they're up 2-0 again. So we'll find out tomorrow night if they can go up 3-0.
Try going to a New Year's 6 bowl game and being up big and then losing that.
Dude, I was at the Orange Bowl, West Virginia, Clemson game, so don't even talk to me about sitting there through.
Well,
I want to.
And I stayed till there were zeros on the clock. I was not leaving early either.
Hey, Eric, what game are you talking about?
She'll chime in here in about 2.3 minutes, and
don't let them say that. Don't go there.
Wait a minute. Who won that game?
Not involve you, Donnie.
Who won that game?
Yeah, Eric, what game was that?
Moving on. Don't give them the satisfaction.
See, told you.
Here it is. Go Pokes.
Go Pokes. Thank you, Mr. Influencer. Go Pokes.
The greatest win before everything just went to shit afterwards.
Yeah, you haven't done anything since. We've at least flipped it around and made the national championship game.
That is not true, Eric. We have lost a lot since that. We have done something and it has sucked.
Yeah. But you know what? Win or lose, go Pokes.
Go Pokes.
Then Brett's bringing up Wrexham. For those that don't know, the Wrexham Football Club out of Wales are the first team in the English football pyramid to win back-to-back promotions. So shout out to Wrexham. And or in Americanism, you just say a three-peat.
Well, and how about Crystal Palace? That's another apparent getting off the schneid
Donnie
after how many
speaks
years.
football, Virgil.
I think I just went through a stroke. I cannot believe I just heard that.
I know. I didn't know I thought he thought Crystal Palace was like a literal palace.
No, I literally did not know of Crystal Palace before this week, but
big shout out to Crystal Palace. Big shout out to Crystal Palace winning their first major trophy in their history. So that was huge. And really
there was the only reason I brought it up, of course, I heard Rebecca Lowe on Dan Patrick's show, and
I freaking knew that's why you knew about that, because I saw that she was on Dan Patrick, and I'm like, you know what,
because Dan was like, do you think they even have a trophy case, or are they going to have to buy one to put this in?
Well, actually, Tottenham had theirs on eBay, and Crystal Palace bought it. So,
I really want to get into soccer. I do. I've got to figure out a way in and who to pull for.
No, you don't.
Let's see. I used to go to K-State games before Bill Snyder. I don't want to hear about bad games.
Oh man, that's abysmally bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then let's see. Still America's brightest orange and most beloved kind of creepy cowboy mascot. Go Pokes.
I mean, your mascot's got to be kind of creepy for it to work.
Yeah, that's right. Go Pokes.
Oh my gosh, Mrs.
Crystal
Crystal
Palace.
He loved their little square.
See, her jokes are actually good.
That's good. That's really good.
Oh, that's better than anything I've said. Way to go, Mrs. Mayor.
Speaking of little square burgers, do you know where White Castle was started?
Yes, you've told us a million times.
Same place.
And Freddy's.
And Freddy's and Pizza Hut.
And Pizza Hut, yeah.
What?
And Eric Prophet. No, don't try to back up Brett on that and talk about his hometown and disrespect me.
I would never, ever disrespect you.
Listen, like every other sentence out of Eric is Wichita. Every other sentence.
It's either Wichita or he's been the main for the Bean Suppas, or he missed out on Honey Drippers in Jacksonville.
Or he's going on a trip. I'm not going to be home I'm not going to be home all of June. And every guest he says, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a season ticket holder of the Wichita Wind Surge. And I'm like, if you've listened to 5 seconds of any episode, you know that you're a season ticket holder of the Wichita Wind Surge.
So can I not be proud of that?
I was going to say, he's proud of it.
You should be.
Reason to be proud of that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I laugh every time I listen to an episode because I'm like, it's that fly Wichita.
Nice pull, Brett. Nice pull.
Oh, that's a good one.
A new hit that's been coming up recently about you being abandoned at a Whataburger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I will be flying Wichita here in a couple weeks.
Say hi to Donnie's photo when you're leaving.
No, that's in the garbage can.
Can they fit a whole billboard in the garbage can?
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's a big old trash can.
Right.
That's a dumpster.
That's a digital billboard. They just dragged it to the trash can in the bottom right corner.
The recycle bin. Oh man.
Oh dear.
By the way, Rhonda gets a star. She wins the. Rhonda gets a star.
Yeah, the hamburgers.
He loves their little square burgers. That's comment of the night so far.
So do we need to start a segment now where we have to pick a team for Donnie to follow?
No.
Please. And by the way, Mrs. Influence, you get to star too, because go Pokes. And I don't care if it's done every episode, but it's always welcome. Go Pokes.
I mean, it's the catchphrase of the show, whether
It
likes
is.
it or not.
Go Pokes.
I mean, this is annoying now. Wait till football season.
Oh man. Wait until I can get that Go Pokes t-shirt.
So a quick question for you soccer guys. This is a legit question.
Yeah.
So because there's relegation and advancement, you pick a team. No, well, like up and down. Promotion. So you pick a team, whether they're at the top league or wherever, and that's your team. You don't have one in different levels.
Well, it depends on who the type of supporter is. Some people do.
Okay.
The classic way is that, like, I'd say if you live in England and you do that, or you live in Wales, or you live in the UK, and when you live in Europe,
You're frowned
usually
upon
not.
doing that?
Usually not. I mean, the previous generations, I would say that's not. I would say newer generations, you see people who like players rather than. It's very much like America in terms of they like players rather than clubs.
Yeah.
There are
'Cause, like,
some
if I
that
had a
still hold
Premier
on to
League
it.
team and I picked another
Virgil,
team,
feel free to
and they
disagree.
moved up,
That's how
you
I
know,
see it.
For me, it depends. Like it depends on the leagues because like I feel like if you live in an area, let's say like Hartlepool, they're kind of in the conference league. They're a small area. You can support
Right.
them, but I feel like you can still support a big club if you want to at the same
Sure.
time. If it's a regional thing, like who their club is.
Okay.
So I don't have a problem with that. Like if you have a small or a big one, but usually your local one comes first.
So I could jump on the Crystal Palace bandwagon now and still have a Premier League team.
Well, Crystal
Well,
Palace is a
that's
Premier
what
League
this is.
team.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
We
Okay.
got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
So Rhonda's saying herself, Shannon, Darla, Samantha, and no one are the best. Is I think what she's saying.
Yeah, Megan.
Oh yeah, sorry, her too.
You said no one? Wow.
She said wives.
Well,
Last I knew, he hasn't proposed.
Samantha's not a wife yet either, and you included her. So
that you know of.
Yeah, I was gonna
That
say,
you know of.
listen.
Yeah, I
I
was
think
saying,
he's gonna
really-
marry her before Patrick, but I could be wrong.
Well, I mean, listen, that might be as secret as that secret daughter that Eric pretends doesn't exist, but you know,
It does not. I can
sure.
have her come in here and prove. I mean, not prove it, but
Are
tell
you going to prove it? Are you going to prove it, Eric?
Yeah, she's
Are
gonna
you going to prove
be on
it
a stick while I'll live on the show.
live on the date, live
Man,
on our show?
We're gonna get so bad.
Is the Savory 8? Are they ready to go?
The Zesty 8 is ready to go.
Yeah.
But I
Let's
want
move
to
on.
but see, I want to see you dig yourself out of this hole first. Like
Yeah, exactly. He's trying hard, but he's not getting out.
Yeah.
You said you wanted DHC after dark, so
I didn't say that.
our show after dark.
I feel like our
I
show
don't know that
started
anyone said
after
that.
dark.
I've said this is a family show.
Are you guys?
We started
winning?
off after dark when I stood up.
You what?
Are you guys winning, or is that just I don't know what you're watching?
Oh, yeah, we won. We beat the Padres tonight.
Nice,
Shut out the Padres, actually.
sweet.
Yeah, which the Blue Jays winning, it's always kind of a new feeling because I'm like, what is this thing that they just did? Oh, they actually won a game. Okay.
You must be in Toronto
Yep.
because
Yep.
we're out in San Francisco and the game just started.
Finishing up, we have a 10-game homestand that we're in the
nice.
final stages of, but we played the Tigers very, very closely. They were all 1-run games, but Detroit took 2 or 3. So,
Can I just mention also that the Angels swept the Dodgers?
yeah,
Yeah,
please do.
Yeah, it's funny.
The Dodgers got the Dodgers, got Otani'd.
I mean, I've never seen a fan base go into panic mode after that.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, we talked about this on our chat, but obviously Cag's going to Omaha.
Becker going to Quad Cities.
Yeah. Now, did Becker go to Omaha and then back to Quad Cities? Is that what happened?
You're muted, but yes, that's what happened. So they needed.
I forgot I clicked mute. Yeah, they brought him up to Omaha they wanted somebody like a utility player. I don't know if they had an injury or something they were trying to fill for. He got one pinch hit at bat on
Good for Colton.
Friday or Saturday, Eric?
I don't remember. Saturday, I think. No,
No.
Friday.
It's Friday.
Yeah, I think it was
Isn't that
Friday.
former
Yeah,
up to chat guest Colton Becker?
Yes. And so I was messaging with him and his dad the other night.
Yeah. No big deal. No big deal. Yeah, I'm sitting there
didn't play the
texting
rest
with
of
a
the week.
baseball. I'm sitting there texting with a professional athlete and his dad. No big deal.
I was surprised he
taking
actually
pictures with
responded to me
PGA Tour
before the
professionals.
game.
No big deal.
I was surprised he responded to me so close before the game. But anyway, he didn't get to play any of the rest of the weekend. Lynn actually messaged me Sunday that Daniel Vasquez with Quad Cities had come out of the game after a double that he hit. So possible injury situation there, and that may be why Colton was moved over to Quad Cities.
I feel bad for Jordan Groshans getting demoted to Northwest Arkansas.
Was he like the 12th overall pick
by the Blue Jays? Yep.
Wow, he just
he played in the majors for Miami, and played relatively well. He batted about 280, and then he just somehow all these former Blue Jays are ending up in the Royal system, like Kevin Biggio.
Right.
That dude's terrible. Just struck out and caused Michael Garcia to get thrown out. So strike him out, thrown out. That dude sucks. Get him off our team. Also, I don't know why Michael Garcia didn't go to second when it was off the catcher's chest and rolled up to the pitcher's mound. So instead, he steals on the next pitch and gets thrown out.
Listen, I don't like telling Brett he's right too often, but he's right. Maybe a hamstring for Vasquez.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little shocked that Colton jumped up there. I mean, he's been stealing bases like a thief. So I think with his speed and he's pretty good defensively. He's been in a little bit of a hitting slump the last 10 games or so. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I was glad to see him go up there. His mom and dad and brother were out there for the weekend. At least got to see him.
Well, it's a good experience for him, even if he's only up there for a little bit. It kind of sounded like I'm going to use Eric's son, like just in high school baseball terms, right? Where like it's almost like varsity needed somebody, and then he comes in and they need him for a job, and then they can. It's kind of like when you get called up to JV to varsity, they need you there for something like a depth type thing, and then you go and play regularly back where they still got a promotion out of it, which is great.
Right. And, he, being an infielder, I mean, he doesn't play the same as Cags, but, once he got called over to Omaha too, it's kind of like, okay, we need to make a space. So,
with all due respect to Colton, I mean, Cags has been absolutely raking.
Absolutely.
I mean, when he Double-A pitching wasn't advanced enough for him. He's so good. Sorry, Eric.
What's he typically play?
Who?
Colton.
For us, he's mostly played short and third, but he's actually a second baseman.
I was going to say he could potentially go to play second for Casey, but we don't have a spot for a shortstop or third.
Right, but he's been playing all three, like second, short, and third.
They could use. I mean, Massey's not doing that great this year, so they could use a second baseman.
Hey, Eric, Kevin Biggio can play second.
No, that dude sucks.
Well, we had a kid, Stone Russell, that started the season with us down here in Columbia. And I was like, where'd this guy come from? And I looked, and like he had like 5 games last year in Omaha and 5 games in Arkansas, but he had come from the complex league. And at the end of the season, he kind of got a dip in each one of those. And then he starts down here. So I think it was kind of one of these things where they're just like feeling out these players a little bit, see where they fit.
Yeah.
I figured that he probably wouldn't stay too long in Omaha and that he probably would not go back to Columbia, but instead go to Quad Cities. Now, if he's not successful, they may possibly send him back down. Joe was hoping that when they sent him back down, they would send him to Columbia so we could have met him. Different Stone, not Stone Garrett. She's thinking of Stone Garrett. You said Stone
Russell.
Yeah, no, we know Stone Garrett. Yeah, no, she literally almost Virgil knows where she's about to fight someone.
Yeah,
she was like that at the Wind Surge games where this annoying dude was being basically racist and saying bad things to Stone Garrett opening week for the Wind Surge, and she was straight up defending. I mean, Stone obviously just ignored it, but she was getting annoyed and yelled at the dude. She's like, sit down and quit making a fool of yourself. But yeah, different Stone. She's talking about Stone Garrett.
Mrs. Influencer, you're a hero.
Well, the one thing too is Colton's 24. I mean, he went through a lot of years of college. Most of these kids down here in Columbia, they're 19, 20 years old, just kind of getting rolling. And he's a little more seasoned as far as the amount of games he's played through all the college he's done. And he did 3 summer college leagues as well, and so forth. So, he played at Morehead City in the CPL. He played at Wilmington 1 year in the CPL. Then he played a couple of years at Trenton, a couple of seasons. So he's got a lot of ball under his belt. So, I hope he comes. I would hope that he could be here when you guys were coming through as well. But, I hope he finds a landing spot and keeps moving up the ladder.
That's fine. The other 3 guys that you know from the team that you text on a nightly basis, you can introduce us to them.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't know that. I don't know that
manager,
many yet, but I'm working on it.
manager, GM.
Oh, please. You bid on all 3 of their jerseys.
First off, if he has a lot of ball under his belt, he probably needs to get that checked.
Wow, I didn't see you going to the Patrick side there, Virgil.
What do you mean the Patrick side?
Patrick side? Look what you're wearing.
I know. I'm just messing.
But before we get into the
Hello,
That was actually a good one.
Kettle.
That was actually a good one.
Yeah.
Before we get into the next round of the tournament, though, there was something that happened in softball I'd like to talk about because it's the first time this has happened. For those who are not aware, Liberty beat the top seed Texas A&M in their regional.
Mhm.
Texas A&M is the first top seed to never even make it to the Super Regionals.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
And honestly, with A&M, couldn't happen to a better school.
I'll give you that. I agree with that.
Yeah, I wonder if Mr. McCutcheon's on here. Say that a little bit louder for him.
No, he hasn't popped in yet, but
I love this time of year. You'll find college softball or college baseball on the TV if we're home all the time.
Yeah.
I love college softball.
yeah, I was watching following some of the tournament games today. I've got a friend down that's down at Hoover Met right now for the SEC tournament.
So, Virgil, Liberty got to the regionals and said howdy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just wanted
The
to
other
make sure.
day they had some sort of quad box on there, like 7-inning whatever, and had 4 different softball games on.
Nice.
Kind of like the red zone type thing.
And even though Liberty did knock out Texas A&M, I feel like the biggest upset was actually Southeastern Louisiana beating Louisiana State in the first game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that was, I know the discrepancy budgets between those two teams are probably a lot bigger than what Liberty and Texas A&M are.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a nice thing to pass along.
Yeah.
Nothing to talk about in the college baseball ones yet. Sorry that Wichita lost today, Eric.
What is it, Patrick? It's terrible.
It's terrible.
That's fine. Their season will be over.
They could have won if they just struck out that guy, but no, we don't even have a closer. Terrible.
No, we have a closer. We don't have anything else in relation to pitching.
Oh, no, I know who they will put in instead of the closer.
Well, he didn't pitch today that I'm aware of. They couldn't
Honestly,
hit for anything today, so their season will be over tomorrow, and then they just need to completely overhaul the pitching staff.
Speaking of baseball, let me give a shout out to Zachary Prophet. If you want to follow Zachary Prophet's games, I hope Eric doesn't mind me doing this, but if you want to follow Zachary Prophet's games this summer, because we all want to support guys going after their dreams in baseball, you can download the Game Changer app and watch it's the Kansas Curve U16
16U Hinkleman
16
is his
U
coach.
Hinkleman. Yeah. So let's all support Zach this summer as he continues to, his baseball journey. He's been working so hard, and I know I'll be downloading it, and then I invite all of you to do the same thing, just to kind of keep up, and then just to kind of show Zach support and show him that he's got support from this community.
It's a big day on the diamond tomorrow for the Prophet household. So varsity regionals are up in Manhattan, Kansas tomorrow, and they're playing up at Kansas State. They're playing Junction City, which is just outside of Manhattan. So they play Junction City, and if they beat them, they'll play the winner of Manhattan, which will probably win since they're the 3 seed. So they'll play like the home school. And if they win, then they'll get to go to state. So that's tomorrow, regionals for Wichita Northwest. And then tomorrow night is the debut of the Mighty Mitts, Easton's very first ever T-ball game.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Congratulations, Easton. And by the way, Easton's going to look sharp with all that all that cool gear he's wearing.
That's all right. And then if Northwest does not advance to state tomorrow, then Zach's summer team starts Friday. So they have a game Friday night and then 2 games Saturday morning. And then depending on how they do, they'll probably advance to bracket play on Sunday.
Yeah. And they have a really, 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 really cool hat. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Supposedly they may have those for sale.
I will be in the market for those.
Okay.
Just so we're clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I did because so basically his summer league team looks like Clemson. So I got a Clemson baseball hat, and I should have asked you, Patrick, but it's a little too big. I didn't realize Nike ran big, so it's a little big, but
they're inconsistent though, because sometimes they're like I had to get a 7 5/8 in the California one that I got on our trip, and normally I wear 7.5 in it, but I had to get the 7 5/8, and maybe just I had a whole bunch of hot air.
Plus they have the little, basically it doesn't feel like there's much in the way of right here, and I'm just like,
the brims are very weird in those Nike ones. I don't get it.
The Aero Bill.
Yeah, but I got the Tritone Clemson baseball, so it's white front panel, has some orange and some purple with the C on it. So got that hat to support, but then they have another one that the team's going to be wearing that I may get if they have them for sale.
Ooh. So is that purple one you showed me? That's just one of them, right?
So they have 2 different. The other ones have a C. It's a little bit different than the standard Clemson hat that you and I have, but it just has a C on it, and then that lavender one is the second one. So they have 2 different uniforms they will be wearing this summer.
I might have to get one of those for Virgil too, because it's like that lavender and purple. I know that he'd be a sucker for it.
I would love that.
Yep.
All right.
Ed is not gonna like me.
I was just about to say that. I was like,
I mean, or he's gonna dislike me more, I should say.
I was gonna say, if you were cool before, you were completely uncool now.
Yeah, I'm sure we're not going to bring this up on Thursday.
Oh yes, we are.
Are you? Don't bring up the words Matthew or Kachuk or anything along those lines.
No. Well, since we were talking about Ed, I believe it's time to finish our Zesty 8 food bracket.
Let's go.
Well, let's pull it back up.
Yep.
All right.
Zesty 8. That's a great name, by the way. I love that.
I had to think about that one for a while. I couldn't think of anything to go with it. And just
Zesty's a phenomenal word.
All right. So we have 8 teams left. So we will have our flavorful 4. So here we go with our first matchup. We're in the influencer region.
Oh, man. What a matchup. What a matchup.
One of the Cinderellas still in the tournament. Rancho Cucamonga Barbecue.
I don't see why they weren't higher.
So that's actually something I talked with Ed about yesterday. The reason why I kind of have them where they are is while their logo came out, it kind of just went by. There really was not a lot of buzz about it like we did with some of the other ones.
True story.
Well, yeah, and Rancho doesn't, no disrespect to them, but Rancho doesn't really push out, a lot of their identities like they should. Like, for example, with what Eric referenced earlier, they should have that available on their website.
Yeah.
Like,
because if it's just they don't have any right now, I get it, but we literally had photo evidence that they have the 5950 fitted at the team store. So why are they not available to purchase?
Well, and then what's that other one? The chaquetas, they have them online for like a day, and then they're like completely sold out. It's like,
do we know if they had those in the store and just not online as well?
What, the chaquetas?
Yeah.
Well, they put the 5950s online, but now they're sold out of like everything except like 1 or 2 sizes.
Okay.
So I should have bought it the first day. I should have bought it the first day when I saw it, but I was like,
because I knew they were out of stock. I didn't realize they had restocked it. So
they had restocked. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I waited one day, and then it's like the next day after Val had been at the store, it's like, nope, they're sold out. So But I'll break the ice here.
Still trying to decide because
No, because I love both of them, but give me the Rancho Cucamonga barbecue.
Okay.
yeah,
BBQ.
I'm gonna stick with the barbecue. I like the pepperoni balls, and they've basically been a better team to pick over the ones they've been against until now. For me,
For me, I like the barbecue logo better, but Patrick, as you know, I've had the actual pepperoni balls. I don't have the barbecue hat yet. Give me the pepperoni balls.
And it's also Joe's all-time favorite concession and item at a ballpark.
Correct. So I'm assuming that means Ed also.
Ed has also picked the pepperoni balls.
There you go. Every time there's a tough one, we'll make Virgil figure
That's
it
right.
Oh, dear.
And everyone said it was just me doing it.
No, I owe you an apology, Patrick. Apparently, this is all a group effort now.
Thank you.
When I put Rancho in the tournament, I was not thinking it was going to make it this far. And I think it's mostly not because I didn't think it was a bad logo. I thought it was a great logo, but it's kind of the whole. It didn't have the national appeal of what the pepperoni balls had. It didn't have the hype. It didn't have all of that. And the pepperoni balls is a great logo. I mean, I've had pepperoni logs at Erie. They didn't have balls back then. But that's a story for another time.
apparently,
Donnie
so.
goes down.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, this is tough.
I mean, Donnie talks about
Welcome to our life.
Yep.
I am going to go. I'm going to go BBQ.
Yeah. Again, another one of those I don't hate.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, I love the
Hey.
pepperoni balls. That was my number one, but I'm not mad at it.
Some of these Cinderellas are really. We still have a couple Cinderella runs going on, right?
Oh yeah, we still have quite a few that.
Listen, I'm going to be very interested to see what where we stand at the end of this.
Or what
Which
our
we may have to
final
wait. Yeah, I'm very, very intrigued by this.
All right, our next game. We're in the Mayor region, Beer City versus Biloxi King Cake.
Oh.
This region was all chalk before this game.
Who did Beer City beat?
Beer City beat
They beat the Honey Drippers.
Honey Drippers, yeah.
And Biloxi King Cake beat the Grits.
Well, just for that, I'm staying with Beer City just for that alone. F the king cakes now.
Whoa.
I might need for you to slow down, son.
Whoa.
No, I meant frost them. Let's frost them.
Yeah, that's not
No.
what you meant.
That's not what you
It's
meant.
not what you meant at all.
You would have said F if that was the case.
Yeah, that's not becoming of a politician. Okay, never mind. Let's see. Give me the king cakes.
Okay.
With all due respect to Ryan Foose, because I do love that logo. Just you know how I am, Virgil. You know I like the bright colors and all that, and so it's got purple in it, and it's got like lime green and gold. So that's why.
Pretty much my exact words is Patrick. Appreciate everything about it. What Ryan does, love the logo, but got to give me the king cakes. I don't have that exact Beer City hat, but I have a version. But I also have the king cake, so I love both. But
Let me guess. What did Ed pick?
You already know. You already know.
Beer City,
Virgil, you might as well just pick all of these, man.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
Virgil,
honest with you.
Zesty.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm glad that these are becoming tiebreakers because these are very hard picks.
They're very hard picks. I could easily go another way too. I mean, like as far as Beer City logos go, like this is by far the best Beer City logo they've had.
Mhm.
True.
In all the years they've had Beer City, like Ryan absolutely knocked it out of the park. I mean, it's a class above all the others, and the other ones were good. This is just that much better.
I may be coming back with another one of the Beer City hats. Donnie and I will be going into their team store.
Well, if you're with Donnie, you sure as heck are going to buy a hat because that man's like a magnet.
So when I initially had this started, I was initially going to go with Beer City, but then Donnie said F the king cakes.
Oh,
And
Well, you picked them over my grits.
because of that,
You can't pick an NFL team. What are you talking about?
exactly. Because of that, and I cannot. Because,
Purple.
Don't let me
It's-
influence you, Virgil.
no, it's not
Stick with your gut.
Purple.
It's defending.
Stick with your gut.
Think of
Purple.
I'll take it back. I take it back.
Purple.
oh, so you're a flip flop now.
Yeah, well, y'all
You're a
say I
coward.
am.
Yeah,
Y'all
well,
say I am.
well,
You're
I
a
mean,
coward, just stick to your words.
Jaguars, Panthers, Florida Fighting Donnies. What the heck is it?
No, it's king cakes. I'm gonna
So-
flip.
So to the comment earlier about Virgil and all the tiebreakers, ultimately this becomes Virgil's is skewing to Virgil's picks because he's always the tiebreaker. So
It's
all-
not my
all
fault.
of
You
the-
guys can't decide.
Well, I actually think it's a compliment to Virgil that he referenced earlier that he designed this bracket in such a way that
true.
it's making very, very tough calls. Because I mean, I won't speak for you two, but I could easily have gone on a different choice with a lot of these. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
like
Me
the
too.
way Eric was talking, Eric said it perfectly earlier. He's like, I'm not mad at it. Like, I mean, you could flip a coin and do it either way. I mean, these are, I think it's just an example of how many phenomenal identities there are
Yeah.
in the food and drink space. I mean, it's,
mhm.
And I'll be honest, the king cakes is a phenomenal identity.
no,
Yeah.
no, you
Really
can't
is.
change that. You said F the king cakes, which was disrespectful, and I
he's
won't
so
stand for
phenomenal
it.
with an F. I will say this though,
With-
I was not expecting to make this many tie-breaking picks throughout this whole tournament, so I'm actually kind of glad it's been like this.
Well, and Ed wouldn't have picked along with me if he'd have known how this game up here was going to be turning out tonight.
This is true. So Dad Hat
That's
region,
what happens if you score a fifth one.
we've got the Fresno Tacos against the Nashville Hot Chickens.
Ooh,
Man,
man, you know I got to go with iconic. Give me the Fresno tacos.
yeah, I still love that tacos logo. I don't know what it is about it. I love the. I guess it's the tritone. I love the yellow, green, and white
Yeah.
panel hat.
Yeah,
That taco logo is fantastic. I'm gonna stay with the tacos,
Hot chickens.
and I love hot chicken.
Ed picked tacos.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. In our last game, Montgomery Kimchi
Ooh.
versus the South Wake Shakes.
Before we pick this real quick, Joe, I will not be at the meetup, but those sound delicious.
Ooh.
Give some to Donnie, and then Donnie bring him home, and then bring him with you.
Well, I mean, Donnie does like carrying balls, so
That's all right.
no, Joe, that would be amazing.
Yes, I
Definitely bring
want
some to the meetup because I want to try the
That would be
pepperoni balls.
phenomenal. I would love to try those.
I love,
Donnie.
yeah, same.
Donnie, bring some back home, and I'll get them when I get there.
Or
no, wait, I'm going beforehand. That's not going to work.
Yeah. So,
Get a
Are you
time, Donnie.
are you going to be anywhere near Erie?
Yeah.
No.
Joe, does Stanganelli sell them online? He can have them with his white sauce, Bob Gibson white sauce.
I was
That's
going
right.
to say get Joe to put some on some dry ice and ship them to you.
There we go. Yeah, that'd be great. But give me South Wake Shakes.
Okay.
Shakes.
I'm gonna have to go South Wake Shakes on this one.
Wow, that
That's-
is a sweep. They have
That's a-
swept both their games.
That surprised me. I thought you would have gone with the kimchi, Patrick.
Well, so, and I've been inconsistent with this because I can go either way, but like I didn't pick South Wake Shakes in the early rounds because there were some other ones that I came up against, but I really love that Shakes logo. I love the pink. Like for me, pink is, like the color pink is my favorite color. So, I mean, it's, I really like that Shakes logo.
I am really surprised this one swept. I really am.
What would you have picked, Virgil, if you were hypothetically speaking?
I probably would have gone with the Shakes, honestly.
Yeah.
But
It's such a good logo. And now I prefer the Shakes logo on the 5950 rather than the Zephyr, like the lighter pink rather than the really dark one.
See, I like the Zephyr one I have.
Well, I like the Zephyr one, but like I like this shade of pink that they have on here, where it's just a little bit lighter and not like the hot pink. To me, almost like drowns out the face a little bit.
Right.
So
with that, we have our flavorable 4.
Nice.
ooh,
So I will
Be
give
good
you the
ones.
teams. I'll give you the teams, but I'm not going to show the matchups yet.
okay.
From the Dad Hat region, we have the Fresno Tacos. From the Prospector region, we have the South Wake Shakes. From the Influencer region, the Rancho Cucamonga Barbecue. And from the Mare region, Biloxi King Cakes.
That's gonna be difficult, man.
Yep.
Oh, and I don't even know if I want to know like what the matchups are, because I'm thinking of all the different combinations, and I'm gonna be sitting here for a little bit because I don't know what I'm gonna pick.
Listen, I already seen the matchups because I've got the bracket while I'm filling it out, and these are not going to be easy.
And they're flavorful, aren't they?
They're very flavorful.
Find out on Thursday.
All right, so you got you run them again. You got the barbecue, the shakes, the king cakes, and what was the other one?
King Cakes, and then the Fresno Tacos.
Tacos. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Man.
Well, thank you for staying tuned for this. But before we go, let's talk about what you guys going on in your podcast this week.
Well, before we do that, Virgil, thank you again for putting all this together and all the organization you've done for this. This is, well done by you as usual. So thanks for all your hard work on this.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are having fun with this.
Very much so.
What all do we have left after the food?
So we have 2 more tournaments after that.
Was this just the first one?
This was the first one.
Okay.
We
got content for weeks on this show.
I know.
We have the alternate identity tournament, which is basically the miscellaneous one where it doesn't fit food or Copa. And then we're doing a Copa tournament, but the Copa tournament's going to be an expanded field. I'm working with Ed on that one currently.
Nice. The others are going to be fun, but it's hard to beat a good food identity. So this one probably will top it, although I know the others will be exciting as well. Awesome job, Big Bracket Daddy.
Thank you.
Love that. That's your new nickname from now on. Please have that. As, yeah, I was gonna say, please have that as like your name on a special episode of the
So
DHC.
we're gonna do it on next week, but we're not gonna explain to Ed why.
Please.
It's no longer baseball bucket, or baseball by design. Sorry, no longer baseball by design. It's BBD, Big Bracket Daddy.
That's right. First guest, episode number 1, Samantha.
Hey, she's been on the podcast before, and she might possibly come on another future one after we go on Profit Palooza Junior 2025.
Wait, are you saying that she'll be on another episode other than episode 128?
That is correct.
Okay.
Possibly. I'll have to ask her, but I'm sure she'll come on. Although we're almost getting to the point where it's no longer junior, because we do have one that's going, but only one boy and not multiple now.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's not for junior anymore.
I can't wait to see which fast food place you get abandoned at this time on this one.
Probably Giordano's or Lou Malnati's.
Can't wait.
Not a bad place to be abandoned, either one of those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Deep dish with put a little pineapple on it would be good to go.
And they'll come back to get him, and they'll find him asleep in the corner.
I'm ready to try another Chicago dog. It's been a while since I've had a Chicago dog.
Yeah, we've been to Lou Malnati's, Rhonda and I, but I want to try Giordani's.
I've never been to Chicago really properly as an adult. Like, I mean, I've been through Illinois and everything, but I've never really spent any kind of proper time in Chicago. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's been a while since I've been in Chicago. So
Do you do anything proper as an adult though?
Probably not. No.
Well, if you go to,
I don't ever go anywhere. So it's.
Hey, you've been doing better this year.
I have.
Also, I love that when you put up the comments, I can't see Donnie's face, so that's perfect.
I know, it's like every time it pops up, I'm just hidden back there.
So in other words, we should just keep this up. Okay.
Exactly.
But
BBD.
definitely if you get to Chicago, go by Ditka's because Ditka's is fantastic.
So we should screenshot this and say the mayor has been replaced on the show by BBD.
But hopefully people think it's not.
Yeah, no.
anyways.
Yeah, good point.
Well,
Good point. Okay. On that note,
Patrick, what are you doing tomorrow?
so on the MILB Hat History series, we're going to the AAA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox, the Worcester Red Sox, the Woo Sox.
That ballpark is tremendous.
Yeah. So, and I know you've been there.
Have not seen a game, but toured it.
But you visited. You got to tour it. Yep, I remember that.
Sweet ballpark.
Yeah, and so tomorrow we will be talking about the Woo Sox, and there are quite a few hats in that episode. But to see what I have, you'll have to tune in.
Yep. Yeah, I probably will go to Portillo's as well.
Ooh. Listen, if I can go to any of those, I'll be happy with any of those that I get to go to. So.
Yeah, I want to get back and go to Italian beef.
We have a off day, and that will be in Chicago. So we'll try to hit up as much food places as we can. We'll be there for a few days, but one's an off day.
So, Mr. Influencer, what do you have going on this week?
Oh, Canada. We are Earned Fun Average, Johnny and I, heading back up to Canada. We are going to Medicine Hat in Alberta, Canada. We are talking with Truman Bartman. Truman Bartman is the radio guy for the Medicine Hat Mavericks, summer collegiate team in the Western Canadian Baseball League, WCBL.
What an interview to land. Good for you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Obviously, you'll be able to hear his Canadian accent a little bit. But yeah, talking Western Canadian Baseball League, Medicine Hat Mavericks with Mr. Truman Barton.
Medicine Hat, special place in my heart because they were the old home of a Blue Jays affiliate, Medicine Hat Blue Jays.
He talked about that briefly. He said he thought he heard that. Did Joe Carter play there at all?
I believe he did.
That's what he had mentioned, that he wasn't sure because he's not.
I believe he did.
That he's a kind of younger guy, but.
And where did Joe Carter go to college?
Go Shocks.
There it is. Well, very good. I can't wait to listen to that. And so I know you don't like it, but that will be way above average. Mr. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, yes, it will be because Johnny has already claimed that to be in his top 10 of all time interviews. So yes, it should be above average. We really, really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Can't wait to listen to that in all seriousness. Mr. Producer, what do you have going on this week?
Well, like I said, we got to do the final round for this, and we'll do the last three games on Thursday. So we'll have a champion on Thursday, and then
fantastic.
We'll move on to the very next bracket. And then also, I need to go to the trademark office.
Do we just automatically have the championship match default to Virgil choosing?
Please.
Oh, yes.
If it's by the way you guys are picking, it's probably going to be like that.
Yeah, it probably will be. And I know I'm a little premature in saying this, but I'm excited in a few weeks that I get to see Mr. Producer and Mr. Mayor in Birmingham to go for my first time because as Eric will tell you, I never go anywhere. But it'll be my first time getting to go to Rickwood, and so we'll be going to Birmingham, and I'm very excited because I get to see these guys and wish Eric was getting to go too, but you'll be on your trip or something because you're not home in June. But
it'll be 2 days before I start my first trip. So yeah, won't be able to make it, but you'll love Rickwood. Old classic ball. It's so good. I love
you
it.
can't go to Rickwood and not fall in love with that ballpark. This will be my fourth time going back there, third time for a game, and I can't wait.
It'll be my first time ever seeing it. So, and getting to see it with some friends will be something I'm really grateful for. So,
for the record, we will be going to the Rickwood Classic to see the Birmingham Barons against the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry to interrupt here. Yeah. So Lynn and I will be going to Banana Ball on Saturday at Kauffman Stadium, but it's supposed to rain, so we'll see. I'll be going up to see Map in the Path. I believe his name's Matt. He'll be at the Kansas City Monarchs on Sunday with his dad, so plan on seeing him there, and then gonna stay around for the Royals and the Reds on Monday.
Nice.
And then on the following Thursday, Wichita's home next week. On Thursday, Matt will be in Wichita to see the Wind Surge, so hopefully get to go see a couple games with him, and then see Lynn on Saturday.
Oh, by the way, Donnie, it was really nice of you to let the Hurricanes get a consolation goal. Anyways, oh, there you are, Donnie.
We're sharing hope.
There you go, man. Anyways, speaking of Donnie, what do you have going on this week, my friend?
Not a whole lot. Fireflies are on the road. I haven't firmed it up yet, but my goal is to go to Kannapolis tomorrow night for Soul Weevil night. And we're playing against the Fireflies.
They have a new Piedmont Boll Weevils hat this season. I mean, it's the same logo, but it's an all red version, I think.
So you plan on going down?
I've got it on the calendar. We'll see how the day goes tomorrow.
Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. Also, Kevin Biggio sucks.
This is news to me. I did not know that.
I'm so glad he's a Royal. Man.
I'm not.
I know you're not.
Yeah, Lynn, if you want to, Matt and I will be there Sunday. So if you want to stay in Kansas City and go to the Monarchs at 1:00, they play the Lake Country Dockhounds, I believe.
Yep. Has Jonathan India hit a home run yet?
One, I think.
One. I knew for a while he had, which surprised me because he's such a good. I really like
the thing. He was hitting bombs all spring and spring training, and then he's had some spurts where he's had some 4-hit games, but it was not enough.
Because Brady Singer's been done really well for the Reds.
Of course, I mean, naturally. Just like Ryan O'Hearn, as soon as they banned the shift, he's been better in Baltimore.
But you guys have Chris Bubich.
Now, he was lights out last night.
He's been lights out all season, even though you're like, he's not even our best pitcher.
Well, he's not. He's the third starter.
He's been your best pitcher this season. Yeah. What's it? Was you have a 1
yes.
Well, I was gonna say what, like a 1.5 or 1.4 ERA over like almost 9 starts or something like that.
Yeah,
he's been unbelievable. But anyways, because for those that don't know, Eric was trying to tell me, "Oh, my season's over," because our top 2 pitchers are out and we're terrible and we're not going to win anything. And then Chris Bubich is still pitching.
We can't score over 3 runs a game. Yet we've won the last 2 when not scoring over 3 runs.
With Chris Bubich, you can just score 1 run and he'll probably get you the win. Yeah, my point. Anyways, thank you guys for joining tonight. Virgil, thanks again for all your hard work. And Mr. Influencer, Mr. Mayor, thanks for all that you guys always do to make the show what it is. And no thanks to Ed because he doesn't ever show up. So
hey, I'm looking forward to hearing all about the hockey game with him and Darla on Thursday. So
well, this is our
hopefully
show.
He'll share a few stories for us.
This is our show, so we might have him on as a guest, but we can talk about that offline. Shout out to the chat. Thanks again to Old Fort Baseball Co. for sponsoring our show, and yes, our show. And with that, caught looking and. And also Old Fort are going to be releasing tomorrow Sandlot baseball shirts. So be sure to check that out tomorrow with the launch of some really awesome shirts that Logan's got going on. Logan's got some really awesome things going on. Collaboration with Caught Looking, like Eric's wearing. I mean, they've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. So
NBC World Series, the 9 best champions out there. If anybody wants to join, July 25th and 26th is baseball around the clock, 11 games in 33 straight hours. So we're going to have a big group of us out there if you want to join us.
Yep. And Eric, Ed's favorite team, the Liberal BJs, will they be involved or?
Yes, they'll have to qualify. We'll have to see how they've been quite a mainstay at the NBC World Series. They have to finish one of the top seeds in the whatever conference they're in because they keep jumping around, but more than likely they will be there because they typically are.
Okay.
But not breaking news because it's already been out, but the Alaska Gold Panners will be back in Wichita for the first time
Nice.
in 15 plus years, 20 years. So
Cool.
they
Wasn't
for
it-
sure should be playing during baseball around the clock. So if you don't get to see them during the rest of the tournament, if you're there for around the clock, you should get to see them at least once.
And if you need to know a little bit more about the Alaska Gold Panners, listen to Eric and Johnny's interview with the Alaska Gold Panners. That was an outstanding interview, by the way.
Matsu Miners.
Well, sorry, Matt Sumars. I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's
What
okay.
day did you say
You need
that
to know
was?
about more about the Alaskan, like baseball in Alaska. Listen
What,
to
Virgil?
What day did you say that was?
July 25th, 26th.
Okay. Keep that in
We
mind.
can talk offline if you want, but
that. Well, anyways, shout out to the chat. Thanks for joining us tonight.
sorry,
Really-
26th, 27th. One day off, July 26th, 27th.
So NBC World Series, July 26th and 27th. But
World
we will
Series is going on for 2 weeks, but baseball around the clock's those 2 days.
and we will be back on Thursday. And everyone have a good night, and we will see you then.